Hello, the internet, fans of Matt Kona, that's who I am, or UFC, MMAniacs Podcast. This is sort of a 2 a.m. wrap up of my weekend in Cleveland. I was offered the chance to podcast with Nick about an hour ago, but I was celebrating with some friends and some new friends at a bar, so I was not able to do so. Trying to get in the last of my UFC experience for the weekend. This is my second time traveling. The first time was for UFC 194 in Las Vegas, and this most recent time is here in Cleveland, Ohio, baby. Home of the NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers. I came out here for UFC 203, so there were a few events in between 194 and now. Some life events of mine. I'm currently employed, so it's harder for me to get days off. In fact, when I return tomorrow, Sunday. Hopefully when this goes up on the internet. I don't think I'll be, it is Sunday, so no matter what, the earliest that can go up is Sunday. It's probably going to go up late Sunday night during the Patriots game when I get home from Boston. Regardless, you know that anyway. You're watching this at a different time. It's a null point. It's 2 a.m. I've had a couple drinks. Things are happening. Again, I'm just going to say this is MMAniacs. Possibly you're listening on the MMAniacs feed, or you just saw this on the MMAniacs Facebook page. That is a show that I host with myself and Nick David. And Nick, I have texted him an offer for a 2 a.m. podcast. Probably not the most appealing thing to a man who has been rebuffed 1 hour earlier and is also married with a child and a life that he has to attend to tomorrow morning. So, filling in for Nick today will be Conor McGregor. What a doll you are to fill in. No neck tattoo, though. What's up with that? Did Conor McGregor get his neck tattoo removed? But it is McGregor in Gold's championship writing. He is the featherweight champion. My prediction is that he will next go for the lightweight championship against Eddie Alvarez. But we'll talk more about that when it comes to it and when we have Nick on to entertain us completely or to argue my what's next for Conor McGregor? He's got to defend the featherweight thing. That's my prediction that he'll say. He says that a lot, as well as that Cain Velasquez is going to come out and clean up the heavyweight division again, which he does say a lot. And he said to me immediately after Stipe finished Alistair Overeem in round number 1 of his first title defense and the UFC's first appearance in Cleveland. He said, I have a feeling Cain is going to come to clean up the division. I'll just say this first before I get into my weekend highlights. Cain Velasquez has won one fight since 2011. One fight. He has won one fight, and it was against Travis Brown, who did not look particularly good tonight. He did not look particularly good when Nick and I were both in attendance in Boston, and he definitely did not look good at UFC 200 when Cain Velasquez beat his ass. And Cain looked fantastic in that fight. I'm just saying, look at the competition, and since 2011, he just hasn't managed to stay healthy, and he lost pretty badly, I know, at sea level or above sea level in Mexico City against Fabricio Verdum at UFC 188. But listen, I think that Cain Velasquez versus Stipe is the sexier pick than going for Fabricio Verdum, who we'll get into more later, or I'll get into more. Connor and I will get into more later about. But I'll just say this. Cain Velasquez, I think, will be a hell of a fight for Stipe, especially as we saw that he got staggered by Alistair Overeem on strikes. And Alistair Overeem is a talented kickboxer, but I don't think he hits nearly as hard as Cain Velasquez, nor does he have the cardio to come in the boxing and head movement to counter Stipe's, which is highly regarded. All of Stipe's wins have come by knockout. Alright, that's the trivia question. I didn't look this up, but they said he is one of 3, and I don't have commentary, so they may have said it on the broadcast, but He's one of 3 fighters to have 3 sub 45-minute knockouts. First round, 45-minute, 45-second. So Anthony Johnson, I think, is the other one. I wanted to say Conor McGregor, but I think that it means in the UFC. But if it doesn't mean UFC, then it's definitely Conor McGregor as the second. And then the third one I'm thinking is a little bit far back in the UFC history, or possibly, is it Chuck Liddell? That's kind of me throwing a Hail Mary. As many of you listeners or viewers have known, I came to the MMA game a little late, so I didn't see Chuck when he was an active fighter. I know he was a knockout artist. I don't know if that was a knockout in the first round, sub 45 seconds, but whatever. We'll research it. By the time you hear this, it doesn't matter. Getting sidetracked again. I guess we'll work back from the main event. And I've got some props or some merchandise that I've purchased after my trip to UFC in Cleveland. That was the first piece of merchandise I bought. So I arrived. I didn't see every bit of fanfare. I didn't come Wednesday for the open workouts. I came on Thursday, and I basically went straight from the airport to the press conference at the Quicken Loans Arena. There weren't a ton of people in the lobby. I mean, I had a feeling it wasn't going to be like the Traveling Irish of Vegas. It's Cleveland on a weekday. I know it's a very working class city, so that's probably the reason that there weren't too many people in attendance. But people filled in more later.